3 things that men should focus on. Before we get into the video, I ask that you stick around until the end. It really helps the channel. A thumbs up on all my videos. Leave some comments in the comment section because it does help the channel. Helps me to produce more content. Helps me to reach my goal of achieving 10,000 subscribers. So if you would like to help either me or any of your YouTuber friends and you don't have a channel, please make a channel. Go through their videos, like each and every one of the videos, play them until the end, and leave a comment. It really does help. Welcome back to the channel. It's your man, Jamil Muhammad. Thank you all so much for tuning in once again to another video. Today we're going to talk about 3 aspects, 3 main focuses that men should focus on at all times throughout their life. Whether it's a little man or a big man, doesn't matter who you are. These can be beneficial to you, and I invite you to share this with anyone that you think may benefit from this. Now let's get into the video. The first thing that men should focus on is self-control, self-discipline. Do we have control of our behaviors? Do we have the capacity to not let our emotions dictate each and every one of our decisions? I understand that many things are emotionally driven and really emotionally invested with our decisions, right? Not that we should ignore our emotions, but we should make calculated decisions, not based off of how we feel, but based off of the predicted result, right? So we're doing kind of like an analysis on, if I make this decision, what could be the result? What has been the result? How can I get a better result, right? Many times I'm working with younger children, especially the young boys. I'm observing them, and when they go on their temper tantrums or they get mad, right? So when they get angry and upset, they think that the whole world revolves around them and that people should bow down just because they're upset. The truth of the matter is, the world really doesn't care about how you feel, right? The world is not fair, and it's not necessarily something that you should be down about, but it's a reality that I believe that people should accept. The world is not fair. Everything is not going to be in your favor. So you getting angry and upset is not going to get your problem solved. So be upset for 10 to 15 minutes and then get over it, and then focus on solutions after that. So self-control, self-discipline. Do you have control over your urges, your emotions? Do they dictate your decisions? If so, maybe take a step back and focus on how you can get the result that you want while being just at the same time. The second thing that men should focus on is looking at good examples and defining manhood for yourself, right? So not every man is going to be a masculine figure, but I do believe that they should have the skills to express masculinity when it is necessary. We live in a world where even the smallest amount of masculinity, someone will start calling it toxic. It's not toxic. It's normal masculinity. It's masculinity the way that it should be done, right? So you don't use your masculine energy to be unjust to people or to be a tyrant or be unfair. You use your masculinity to get the best desired result. And if somebody is not necessarily, on your team, don't make them. Let them go, right? So if somebody's not on your team, they're being anti or whatever, they're not accepting your leadership. 1, continue to develop your leadership and improve it. And 2, you should also consider who you have on your team as well. So if you have people that are against you, but they're on your team, you need to reevaluate who you have around you. Who do you have influence your mind and your environment as well? Once you define manhood for yourself, you can look at a different figure. You can look at a different man. Take some aspects, some characteristics that will be useful to you, especially if you admire someone that has good self-control, that continues to improve, right? And that is a just man. Maybe you can take some attributes from that person and continue to move on and define manhood for yourself. That's what you'll have to do. You can't duplicate the manhood or the life of another individual. It will be your own, and that's the reality. The third thing that men should focus on is having a strong team, a strong group of people that have like minds. Even if you all don't agree on everything, that is all right and necessary, right? So you're having a strong team. That means if you have a certain opinion or idea about something and someone challenges you, accept the challenge. Don't get angry, don't get upset, don't be flustered because someone disagrees with you. Accept the challenge, because that's going to help you grow. Focus on not getting offended by when someone challenges you, and focus on how to either strengthen your faith or strengthen the ideas that you have in your mind and support them with, good reasons. Or you may need to reevaluate and redesign whatever it is that you're focusing on, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, right? Let's say your team has a certain business that everyone is going to focus on, right? So let's say your focus is you're working on scaling, while someone else offers we shouldn't scale before we improve our product or our service, right? So instead of getting angry saying that people are against you and trying to leave and everything, reevaluate. Maybe we should improve our product or our service before we scale and try to reach more people and gain more capital, right? So focus on what is important rather than being correct. Now, that doesn't mean you don't stand on what it is that you believe. You absolutely do. You must do that. You must stand on what it is that you believe. And to be honest, the reality of this world, that's the real red pill. People are going to tell you, oh, red pill is you're aware of female nature. No, sir. It is not. That is absolutely incorrect. Red pill comes from the Matrix. When Neo took the red pill, his perception of reality as a whole changed. It had nothing to do with female nature and dating advice and trying to smash a bunch of women. That wasn't part of your perception of reality. Your perception of reality is understanding who you are as a man. Stop folding once pressure comes, right? So when some pressure comes, as a man, you should be able to embrace and take that pressure and not fold when it is present, right? That is your build. That is your nature, to be able to stand up and resist the flow, right? So let's say we're by a river, right? There's water running. Let's say it's running relatively rapidly, right? So let's say the water is running and you're walking and you want to get across the river. You have two things that you can do, right? Let's say you don't have a boat. Let's say you want to get across the river with no extra tools. So you could either choose a feminine route, which is to go along with the current, not resist the current. You're going along with it to reach the other side. Or you can use a masculine approach, meaning you are going to stand firm and get across that river directly, and you are going to resist the current, right? So that applies to the real world. Can you use the way things are currently to get a certain result? Absolutely. And sometimes you may need to do that. Also, you can take the other approach saying, I'm not going to accept these things. I'm going to find my own way. I'm going to create my own circumstances. I'm going to create my own reality, my own path. Maybe I'm going to build a bridge. Bridges don't naturally occur. It takes masculine energy to build. That means you're going against the way things currently are. You're going against the flow, against the current, against what is easiest, right? That is masculine. And it doesn't mean that it is a man thing. It is masculine, right? You have to understand what is smarter to do versus just some straight brute force, right? So you could use feminine energy to get the result that you want, right? So you have to embrace certain feminine parts of yourself, meaning maybe I should ease up in this and focus on something else, right? You don't have to fight each and everything. Everything doesn't need a fight. You just have to choose it, right? Self-control, defining manhood for yourself, and having a strong team, a strong group of individuals that you all can advise each other, help each other grow, and ultimately become the best people that you absolutely can be. As a man, the most important capacity to practice self-discipline and self-control. You do not let your urges control you. If you don't get your way, accept it. That doesn't mean you have to cry. That doesn't mean you have to pout. That doesn't mean you have to get angry with people, any of that. Think of the most manly man that you know and ask him if he gets upset when he doesn't get his way. No, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. I'm not going to beg anybody to do anything. I'm not going to do any of that, okay? You have to shift, you have to navigate, you have to redirect your energy in a way where you get the desired result. That's the way you got to do it. You ain't got to force nobody. Do any of that, man. Part of being, part of getting your way and being successful in this world is to relax and be cool and when it's necessary, right? So you don't have to take everything too seriously. I tend to joke around from time to time a lot more often now, especially because it's relieving and it shows that not everything should be taken seriously all the time, right? So give yourself some grace, allow yourself to feel what you feel, but don't necessarily let those feelings dictate your decisions. Always focus on what is the result, how can I get the result? Thank you all so much for tuning in once again to another video. Once again, it's your man Jamil Muhammad. Please subscribe to the channel. If you don't have a page, please make one. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bells so that you get notified on all the videos that I make a lot more often now, okay? We got some different things going on, so we focus on mental health, physical health, and environmental health. So we're gonna be working out some mental health tips. We're gonna be interviewing people, working on the podcast as well. So if you all have any ideas, any suggestions or anything, drop it down in the comment section. I'll get straight to that video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, it's your man Jamil Muhammad. We out of here. Peace.